Hi, I'm Phyllis from southernfrugal.com. Today we're going to make some purple sweet potato. These are the ones I got at Whole Foods Market, and we're going to bake these and then we're going to make a pie from them. And we already made some of the sweet potato, I think Friday. They are delicious, absolutely delicious, but you do cook them a little bit different than you would if you were making a baked potato. So what you have to do is, of course, they're washed really thoroughly, and then I'm just going to paint some oil on there. Just cover them completely. And I've got my oven preheated to 325 degrees. And we're going to actually bake these for about 90 minutes. Now you can also boil them, but some of the potassium is going to come out in the water if you boil them. But you could do that. So then, let me get a paper towel here. Then you just wrap it up, just like you would a regular baking potato. And again, have your oven at 325 degrees. You don't want to have the oven hotter than that. And I'm just going by the instructions that I read from the Stokes purple sweet potato website. And I did try to contact them to see if I couldn't buy some directly from them, because you could get, I think, 20 pounds for $25, which was, of course, cheaper than what you can get them in Whole Foods Market. But anyway, they didn't answer my email and they didn't answer the phone. So I am going to try again, though, because the sweet potatoes, the other sweet potatoes would come from North Carolina. Now I did notice they are for sale on Amazon at an unbelievably big price. I mean, I think it was one of the places I looked, it was $25 for 4 pounds, which is very, very expensive. So anyway, we're going to have a sweet potato pie. Now this would make a great addition to your Thanksgiving meal, especially if people who are going to be having the meal with you have never seen a purple sweet potato before. And these are different than the Korean type or the Asian type of purple sweet potatoes. First of all, they're prettier, I would say, much prettier. And there's a whole big story behind how the Stokes sweet potatoes got started, and they got a patent on this particular one. So anyway, so there we have it. And I'm going to bake these again at 325 degrees for 90 minutes. Or if you cook them in water, they would be done after about 45 minutes if you cooked them in water. Alright, so we'll be back when we're ready to make this sweet potato pie. Purple sweet potato pie. Our sweet potatoes have finished cooking now, and I wanted to show you this. This is a little tag that was on each sweet potato, and I did get these at Whole Foods Market. They are organic, and these are Stokes purple sweet potatoes, and they are purple. Let me show that again. There. Can you see that? Stokes purple sweet potatoes. Okay, and so these were grown in California, but they do grow them up in North Carolina, and I have been trying my best to be able to get somebody to answer me back from their website, and I even finally got their telephone number, and they won't return my call, so I don't think they're really interested in selling me any of the sweet potatoes from North Carolina. I'm not sure if they're even still in business, but we'll keep looking. Alright, so I've already peeled 2 of the sweet potatoes and have them in the food processor, and we're only going to add maybe 3 ingredients to these. Now I cut that end off because it's kind of hard, and just scrape the, oops, you can't see, can you? There, just scrape that skin off. And these are a little more firm than your regular orange sweet potato. And I did notice at Whole Foods they also have white sweet potatoes. Any little bad places, just cut those off. And that's why, of course, peel them to be able to see if there were any little wormholes in there or anything. There was a little bad place right there. All right, so now all I'm doing is cutting these just in slices. I've got my food processor out, and they're still warm. And all I'm going to put in here is going to be a couple of slices of butter. That would be maybe about 1 tablespoon of butter, and 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. That's going to be it. Now, if you put anything like cinnamon or nutmeg or anything like that in it, you're really not going to be able to taste the sweet potato because the taste is very, very delicate. I would describe it as very delicate and very sweet. All right, so we're just going to mix this up now. I can get my food processor to work. There. There. All right, here we go. We'll be right back. All right, so that's kind of ground up to a pulp. I'm going to go ahead and put in a little scant ½ teaspoon of salt. I'll just put it in right here. And I'm just going to mix that up again. Alright, now that is going to be pretty thick, but now we're not putting any eggs, milk, or anything like that in it. Just a straight sweet potato sugar and a little salt and a couple of little patties of butter. Let's mix it up again. Alright, that's it. Now we have got a baked pie crust here, and I did make that homemade. But of course, one that was, store-bought would work fine. Alright, so now I'm just going to hold that little section under there and put it right into the pie shell. Now it's really thick. Now on the sweet potatoes I fixed on Friday, I think it was, I boiled them. And I'll have to tell you that boiling them makes them taste really good, but some of the potassium is going to cook out in the water, but still, they were good. And when you boil them, you only really have to cook them about 45 minutes. And what I'm going to do is position this in the pie crust, and then I'm going to put them back in the oven at 325 degrees for maybe about 20 minutes just to firm everything up. See if I can get all this out of here. See what it looks like? It's really thick. Now, if you boil them, it's not going to be this thick. And you might have a little trouble cutting the pie, and keeping it all together. Yeah, if you put any other flavoring in it, like the cinnamon and all that, you probably are not going to be able to taste this sweet potato. You won't get the full impact of the flavor of it. Alright, so now all we need to do is just mash this down into the pie crust. And I would say you could serve this with a little bit of whipped cream would be nice, maybe. Or just serve it plain. And maybe I can leave the link down below on sweet potatoes, and if y'all would like to look at some of the sites on the purple sweet potatoes. And there is one of the articles that tell where they came from. Of course, they've got the Korean, I think it's Korean or Asian sweet potatoes too. But I think these are probably the darkest purple of them all. And when you bake it, you want to make sure that you don't bake it above 325 degrees. Alright, so we're going to put this back in the oven. Let me show you what it looks like. For about maybe 15 or 20 minutes just to firm it up. And then once it gets cool, we'll be back and show you what it looks like. Okay, here's the purple sweet potato pie. And I used some sour cream and just confectionery sugar to put on top of this. And also it was just screaming for a couple of little raspberries on top. So we're going to go ahead and cut this and put it in a saucer, and I'll show you what it looks like. And we will just do a taste demonstration of what it tastes like, because this is the first time I've ever made one of these pies. But anyway, I watched the Sassy Green Garden Divas video, I guess it was last year about this time, and I looked everywhere for purple sweet potatoes. Even the Asian market that we have here, they didn't have them. So anyway, I found out sort of through a roundabout way looking on the internet that they carry them at Whole Foods Market. Now they're $2.49 a pound, and I think I got, I want to say I got 6 sweet potatoes, and they were, well, y'all saw the size, about like that, which was a pretty good deal, I thought. Now, if you order them over the internet through Amazon, they're very expensive, and the farm that grows them in North Carolina, I have not been able to get in touch with, but they did have a form on there that said you could order them for, you could get 20-pound box for $25, I guess, plus shipping. But anyway, someone will put a link for the Sassy Green Garden Divas video right down below this, and I'll also put a link to the Stokes purple sweet potato right down below. So if y'all want to know more about it, you can just click on either one of those. Now, the Sassy Green Garden Diva is very animated. I really love her. She's has been one of my subscribers since almost day one, and we sort of, you know, talked back and forth a lot and became friends over the internet. So, and I'll still say that the video that she did to do with her car is the funniest thing I have ever seen. And she wasn't even trying to be funny, but every time I watch it a lot, every time I watch it, I just laugh till I cry, just from the expression on her face. And I have shown or done a little link to that particular one on the car before too. But anyway, she's quite animated and very opinionated. So, but she's also a vegetarian, so her purple sweet potato pie, of course, is different than mine, but I did not use any eggs or milk in the pie itself. I did put the sour cream with confectionery sugar in it on top, and when I cut it, it's going to be a little runny, but that's okay. So we're going to cut this and put it out in the saucers, and we'll show you what it looks like inside. We'll be back. Okay, I got the pie cut, and true to form, the sour cream and confectionery sugar little mixture ran down. That's Mr. Bucky's piece. Can you see the deep purple there? Look at that, you know. And I'll take the piece where it ran down terrible. I'm going to take a bite of this and tell you what it tastes like. It's different. It's just very different than any sweet potato you would think. Super loaded with nutrition, just loaded. And on the Sassy Green Garden Divas video, on one of them, I think she did about 3 on the purple sweet potato, and she called them Korean sweet purple sweet potatoes. And the ones that I got are from the guy who registered, I guess got a patent on his, and that's this one, the Stokes purple sweet potato. And he is in North Carolina, and I'm thinking the people that are raising the sweet potatoes in North Carolina may be related to the gentleman that got the patent on this particular sweet potato. But anyway, I said earlier that I thought the Stokes purple sweet potato was probably a deeper purple than the Korean. But when I looked again at the Sassy Green Garden Divas video, hers looked just as purple as this one did. And of course she got hers at the Asian market. And I think she lives maybe just outside Washington, D.C., so they probably have a really big Asian market there. Our Asian market did not have them last year. So anyway, I do know that you can get them at Whole Foods this time of year. So, and they're not that expensive, you know, $2.49 a pound is not as expensive as they are on Amazon. They're unbelievably expensive there. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and have our little piece of pie, and that'll serve as our supper tonight, or a little snack tonight. All right, so I hope y'all will try these if you live near a Whole Foods market. They're delicious, just baked with butter on them. And I'll have to say again, the ones I fixed Saturday, I boiled them, and it took about 45 minutes with the size that I had, which were about that big around. And I just cooked 3 of them, and I just took them out of the peeling and mashed them and put a little bit of butter and a little salt on them and a little bit of brown sugar. And they were absolutely delicious. Okay, we will see y'all next time.